Hey everyone, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my writing tip video series. In the month of July, I've been talking all about publishing, and today specifically I'm going to be discussing what is a hybrid author. Okay, so what is a hybrid author? A hybrid author is someone who has both traditionally published works and self-published works. Now, this can be someone who has self-published a lot of books and kind of built up a following, and then they traditionally publish a book. It can also be someone who has traditionally published several books and then they decide to self-publish. So it can be done either way. Some authors traditionally publish and self-publish throughout their career. One great example of a hybrid author would be Jennifer Armentrout. She is the author of the best-selling Lux series. She's also the author of a ton of other books. I will leave a link to her website down below so you can check out more information on her. But she is someone who I would say is a very successful hybrid author. Now, earlier this month, I talked about self-publishing versus traditional publishing and the pros and cons associated with each. Being a hybrid author is great because you kind of get the best of both worlds. You have the notoriety associated with traditional publishing while having the freedom associated with self-publishing. This is a great option for writers who don't want to fit into one kind of box. If you want to do things a little bit differently, this is the kind of author that I aspire to be. I've always been the kind of person who finds it really difficult to stay inside one little box. Throughout my career, I've had people tell me, that I should really focus on just writing plays, or just being a musician, or just being an author, or just being a poet. And I've never been able to do any of those things. I'm kind of a Renaissance woman in that way, and I sort of like to just write fiction when I feel inspired to write fiction, write plays when I feel inspired to write plays, work on music when I want to work on music, that kind of thing. So for people like me, I think being a hybrid author is a really great option. Now, this is also really good for writers who like to explore different genres. If you have a traditional publishing kind of persona as a young adult author, let's say, but you also like to write mystery novels, you might want to self-publish your mystery novel, maybe even use a pen name. A lot of people who want to try writing romance or erotica books like to self-publish because that is kind of a huge market for that. Another thing that's good to think about is it is easier to self-publish if you have traditionally published in the past and you have any sort of already established audience. On the other hand, if you have self-published in the past and you've kind of built up an audience at all, it might be easier to get traditionally published, especially if you can make a case to a publisher that your book is going to sell because you've already had some success with selling a lot of books as a self-published author. So obviously there are a lot of benefits, but there are also a lot of challenges associated with being a hybrid author. The main thing is you kind of have a lot of different things to manage being a hybrid author. Being a self-published author is a lot of work. It's basically like owning your own business. And being a traditionally published author is also a lot of work because in addition to writing, revising, marketing, all of that, you have to maintain relationships with people and you have to kind of have positive working relationships. So being a hybrid author, you have to worry about both things. It can be a lot to manage. It can be very overwhelming. For a lot of writers, it's just simpler to go one way or the other. I'm going to leave a couple of links down below that talk a little bit more about hybrid authors. So definitely read those if this is something that you are interested in. Next week, I'm going to be talking about 4 tips to build your online presence before getting published. So make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to see that, or if you just want to see more videos about writing, books, or music. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my mailing list, The Daily Writer, which sends out daily writing prompts. And let me know down below what you think about hybrid authors. Is this something that you are interested in? And until next time, thank you for watching, and happy writing!